Hey guys! Welcome to the Secrets Behind the Stars channel. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share our video before continuing. Thank you so much. The rumor mill has been spinning non-stop, and it's all pointing toward a single explosive claim, that Yagmur Yüksel, in a bold private moment, urged Barış Baktaş to walk away from his engagement and make a life-defining leap with her. The words everyone keeps whispering, reshaped and retold 100 ways, land with the same shock each time: end your engagement and marry me. Whether it happened exactly like that or not, the suggestion alone is enough to shake the entire scene. People close to productions where they've crossed paths say the shift was gradual, then impossible to ignore. Barış and Yagmur have been orbiting the same projects and social circles for a long time, comfortable colleagues who suddenly seemed to glow a little brighter when they were near each other. Crew members noticed it between takes, mutual friends felt it at low-key dinners, and soon the easy banter that once looked like routine camaraderie began to carry a different current, one that stirred both excitement and suspicion. Behind closed doors, gossip columnists insist there was more than coy glances. According to whispers from those who claim to have heard it firsthand, Yagmur laid her feelings bare and drew a clear line through the fog of what-ifs. She didn't hint, she declared. She wanted an answer. And because it's no secret that Barış has been engaged for a while, the alleged plea lands with a weight that's hard to overstate. If this is true, it opens a door to the question everyone is now too keyed up to stop asking: is a breakup around the corner? Insiders say the moment left Barış reeling. He didn't slam the door, but he didn't fling it wide either. Confidants claim he called the whole situation a heavy storm and admitted he wasn't sure which way the wind was pushing him. Depending on who's talking, he's either battling a quiet emotional tornado or simply determined to keep his private life barricaded from the kind of noise that can drown out an entire career. What's undeniable is that his measured silence has set the stage for speculation to roar even louder. Meanwhile, Yagmur's refusal to feed the frenzy is almost as loud as a statement. No press conference, no hurried denials, no clever captions that give themselves away. Fans, however, haven't forgotten a line she once shared during a candid interview: that love rewards the brave, and she's never been one to lock her heart behind polite hesitation. Those words, pulled from archives, posted in stories, spliced into threads, have been carried around like matches. Every time someone lights them, the conversation flares again. With neither side delivering a definitive truth, attention has turned to the places, the patterns, the looks. People who track such things swear their messages picked up lately. More texts. Longer calls. The kind of late-night check-ins that only happen when someone is becoming a habit. Private events provided the safest room for it: gatherings at friends' homes, industry mixers where they drifted into quiet corners, and the kind of whispered exchanges that get remembered by anyone who wasn't supposed to hear them. Did they sound like two friends leaning on each other? Or two people tasting the edge of something more? The question lingers, enticing and dangerous. Of course, the shadow over all of this is the fiancé. The whispers say she feels it, this shift, this relentless swirl, and that it's leaving marks. Watchers claim the engagement is straining under the weight of what is being said, whether or not any of it is real. People close to the couple insist Barış is standing at a crossroads, trying to protect what he's built while also facing down a feeling that refuses to be bullied into silence. Depending on whom you ask, he's calculating the risks to his image, to his work, to his inner life, or he's just trying to keep a fiercely private matter from becoming a headline he never wanted. As for Yagmur, sources paint a picture of resolve. She's not storming the gates, but she isn't tiptoeing out of the spotlight either. One phrase allegedly shared quietly with her circle keeps resurfacing: life is short, I choose the person who brings me joy. To some, it's a rallying cry, a clear, unblushing statement from someone who refuses to waste time. To others, it's a line drawn too bluntly, a statement that invites equal parts admiration and criticism. Either way, it has taken on a life of its own, traveling through social feeds and late-night DMs like an electric rumor that can't be contained. The internet, predictably, has fractured into camps. One side rolls its eyes and calls this an overcooked story that feeds on a pair of coincidental glances and nothing more. The other side insists they've seen the signs for months. Every clipped interview answer, every carefully cropped photo, every playful comment caught under a mutual friend's post. All of it becomes evidence to someone. Old clips are playing on loop, old statements are getting reinterpreted, and old smiles are now apparently saying things people swear they missed the first time. Even archived messages and comments between Barış and Yagmur are being dug up and pored over, annotated like the margins of a mystery novel. And so the focus returns to the decision everyone expects will decide everything. Will Barış anchor himself to the promise he made, or will he let the promise go? Is there a world where a clean, compassionate exit is possible? Or are we watching a slow-motion collision where no one escapes without bruises? Right now, all we have is silence. Silence from him. Silence from her. Silence that only amplifies the hum in the background as the days stretch on. Work has not stopped, but it has changed. Cameras still roll, scripts still arrive, but those in the know whisper that after the first wave of rumors, both were careful. They started avoiding the same frames, slipping out of the same rooms at different times, choosing opposite corners at the same event. Maybe it's damage control. Maybe it's courtesy. Or maybe it's fuel, because every deliberate distance suggests a closeness that needs protection. The very act of staying out of sight together feeds the idea that there's something to hide. According to those who claim to have listened closely, Barış has grown weary of seeing his name carry a story he didn't choose. He's said to believe this kind of attention is a tax on his craft, that it distracts from what he wants the world to notice. There's talk he'll pull back for a while. Fewer appearances, fewer interviews, fewer chances to be ambushed by a question that feels more like a trap than curiosity. What that means for his engagement, however, no one can say for sure. The closest thing to consensus is that the relationship is undergoing a brutal stress test and that it might not come out unchanged. While that plays out, Yagmur stands her ground. Steady posture. Calm eyes. Words chosen carefully and posted sparingly. To her friends, she reportedly stated something that reads like a manifesto: "I owe no explanations to anyone." Fans see that calm and call it confidence. Critics see it and call it calculation. But the interpretations don't seem to rattle her. Even a caption that might have been harmless a month ago now gets read like a riddle. Every phrase becomes a clue. Every silence becomes an answer. The absence of a flat denial or definitive confirmation from either side has become the story's engine. With nothing solid to hold, everyone reaches for the nearest shape. A rumor dressed as a fact, a memory dressed as a warning, a wish dressed as a prediction. And then we circle back to the countdown clock people swear they can hear, waiting for the words from Barış that either reinforce the foundation he already built or light a spark no one can put out. And yet, the plot keeps adding pressure. Friends. Those uniquely positioned in the blurry space where care and curiosity make alliances, have stepped in. Some, protective and cautious, are said to be telling Barış to breathe, to let the dust settle, to avoid a decision that might feel right this minute and wrong forever. Others insist that Yagmur's clarity isn't manipulative or rash, it's simply honesty, sharpened by time and courage. That clash of counsel has added a new weight to his shoulders and turned each day of quiet into an event in itself. In public, he has been observably careful. Red carpet, premiere, press line, wherever microphones appear, he keeps answers minimal and his gaze steady, neither confirming nor encouraging the blaze. Those who have watched him for years say this restraint is not unusual, but these days it looks different, freighted with more than a refusal to gossip. He sidesteps the personal questions and, when nudged too hard, he offers the same phrase that has already begun to headline recaps: "I don't want to talk now." He moves on, the hallway closes behind him, and the clip loops on social media where silence becomes a siren call. That is where we are. A story written in rumor and restraint, attention and avoidance, heat and hush. And as much as some beg for a clean conclusion, the truth is that stories like this rarely find tidy endings. They stumble, they pause, they flicker out, they catch again. Sometimes they collapse under their own spectacle, and sometimes, just sometimes, they rewrite the lives of the people at their center. What's certain is that both Barış Baktaş and Yagmur Yüksel are facing down an intensity many never experience, and they're doing it under a spotlight that brightens the moment it senses uncertainty. Maybe there was a daring confession behind a closed door. Maybe there were only looks that lingered too long. Maybe the words that are being repeated were never said at all. Or maybe they were the exact spark that turned a complicated season into a defining one. As we watch, the sets will keep moving, the meetings will keep happening, and the long nights will keep unfolding. They may continue to avoid sharing a frame, and that will be read as confirmation. They may be seen laughing in the same circle, and that will be read as proof. The fiancé's ring may stay on her finger and be called resilience, or it may come off and be called destiny. Every outcome has a ready-made headline waiting on the runway. For now, both of them are choosing not to write that headline themselves. And until they do, their fans will dissect syllables, their critics will sharpen angles, and their friends will keep whispering advice that complicates even as it comforts. The stakes feel high because they are hearts, reputations, futures. And if there is one thing the entertainment world knows, it's that the quiet before a statement is often the noisiest phase of all. We'll keep watching, and we'll keep listening, because despite the risks and the ethics and the nerves, love stories, potential, probable, impossible, capture us. They remind us how quickly a routine meeting can turn into an earthquake. They prove that two people can become the center of a city's conversation without saying a word. They show us what it means to be brave or to be cautious, and how the line between those choices can look different from the inside than it does from far away. If you've stayed with us through this unfolding storm, you know how difficult it is to separate the truth from the telling. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the truth is choosing who to be, even when the world is watching. Maybe the telling is what the rest of us do to pass the time while we wait for the people at the center to speak. This is where we pause. When there's a statement, whether to steady an engagement or to bless a new beginning, you'll hear it here first. Until then, the cameras are rolling, the phones are buzzing, and the heartbeat of this story is steady, insistent, and undeniably loud. This brings us to the end of our video. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars and share it. Goodbye.